Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. And as you can tell, this time I'm gonna do this video in English, as many of you requested. In Finland, you wanted me to do a video in English, just so you can see what kind of videos I would do if I did do them in English. And also a lot of my friends who are in England and also my workmates, they're always asking me how I do my makeup, how you do eyeshadow, and this is basically how, and this is me teaching you how. So that's like me combining two things together, killing two birds in one stone, or killing two flies in one smack, as you would say in Finland. But as you can tell, I look like crazy because I did one eye, like the advanced, which is my left eye, but for you is the right eye, I think. And then my right eye, I did like an easier beginner eyeshadow. And I'll also leave timestamps down below. Like if you just want me to see do the advanced eye, which is this eye, you can click the or scroll in the bottom time thingy. You can scroll through the video and just see how I do this eye, or if you just want me to see my brows, or if you just want me to see my eyelashes, then there's a timestamp down below on how to do what and when. So yeah, if you want to see how I go from this to this, then keep on watching. Okay, so I've primed my face with the Rimmel Superstay, not Rimmel, Maybelline Superstay primer, and I'm just using the Maybelline Superstay 24 Hour in the shade Warm Sun 36, and I've mixed it in with the Revolution Pro Drop Foundations in the shade 7, because my tan is fading, but I'm not like the palest at the moment, so I'll just mix those two in. So I'm just quickly gonna do my base, like relatively quickly, just so we can get to the good stuff, you know. So I'm just using the Real Techniques sponge, and it's like damp. Okay, now my foundation is laid on my face, and if you're wondering, there is a reason why I've left my left eye without foundation, and then my right eye I've put foundation, but I'll explain that later. I'm just using the Collection concealer in the shade 0 under my eyes. I'm also going to do it alongside my nose, just to make my nose a bit, well, just to make my nose look a bit smaller. It's not actually going to get any smaller without surgery. I'm going to take the Revolution foundation sticks in F2, and I'm just going to put it there on my nose and my forehead. Not too much because this is really high coverage. And I'm just going to take the pointy edge of the sponge and just blend that in. There we go, that's better. And it zoomed in, and it made. Right, now we are going to do some cream contouring, and I'm just going to take the L'Oreal, I don't know if they sell that anymore, L'Oreal True Match concealer in the shade 8W, 8D/W, and I'm just going to do a few lines, not too much. So we don't want that to be too intense. The jawline to hide that double chin if you've got. Lovely. And then I'm just going to take a Real Techniques, God's sake woman, Real Techniques, like a fluffy brush. I find this is the easiest to blend cream contour with. don't be scared to get it in your hair, because that just makes it look natural. Well, if you've got blonde hair, then you've got to be careful. Right, I'm gonna have to open the windows. It's boiling in here. It's summertime in England, finally. Well, for like a few days. Right, then to get those cheeks.
This just warms up your face and like
adds those little shadows that you kind of need in there. I'm gonna do powder contour as well, but this is just for like that quite intense. Or you can just leave it here, because if you put powder on, like just a setting powder on top of this, then it's gonna look more natural, because it's like under your powder, so it looks like, oh, you haven't added any makeup, like you've naturally got this cheekbone here. But yeah, and this is to make your lips look bigger, because it's like under your lip, so it creates a shadow there. And alongside the nose, just a bit. Why is there a fucking hair there? Right. Oh my god, is there a bird in here? No. Just so there's no harsh lines. Then we're gonna take I'm gonna take the collection powder, sheer loose powder. Oh, this is brand new. I don't want to open this. Why have I got two brand new ones of these? God's sake. Then I'm just gonna dip my sponge in there, just coat it, and literally just under there. It feels really, really, really dry, but once your skin's like oils and all of that come through, and once you add like your setting spray and all of that, it doesn't feel that dry anymore. But right now it feels like I'm like 80 years old. So I'm basically just setting all the places that I highlighted with my forehead, and also all the places that I get most oily. So I'm just going to take my forehead and then arm crowd here. There we go. It doesn't have to be too perfect, but right now we look really crazy. And I'm also going to set my left lid. Now when you look closely, like it is really, really dry, but I promise you it's all going to work out just fine. Then I'm going to take the MUA Pro Base Powder. I've literally got like 6 of these in all the shades. I'm going to get the shade Honey. Now I'm just going to get a flat brush from Primark, and I'm just going to set the rest of my face. So basically all the areas that I didn't highlight. And I'm also going to just go over the areas that I highlighted, just to blend them a bit further. There we go. Then I'm just going to touch and see if there's any place that feels a bit damp or moist, and just add powder there, because I don't want any moistness in my face yet. Not yet. It's not time for that yet. Now I'm just adding some of this powder with like a powder puff, just to highlight my face even further. Then I'm going to take the MUA bronzer, actually like a pound for this, and a Real Techniques angled contour bronzing brush. I'm just going to bronze my face with this, not contour, because this is quite a warm toned brown. So I'm literally just going to hit loosely the areas that I'm going to contour later, and this is also to blend the powders together, like the highlight and then the bronze and the contour, and make the jaw. A bit on the nose, not that much, because we don't want that to be too bronzed. I'm going to take the Nip and Fab Travel Palette in the medium/dark, and I'm going to take that shade, and I'm just going to take quite a dense but soft brush, dip it in there a few times, and then gently just hit the hollows of the cheek. You can find your cheekbone like when you do that, and just gently, because it's quite bronzed already, so we don't want to add too much, like so. It's all about the blending. Now this side looks a bit darker than this side, so we can easily fix that mistake that I made. Shocker, because I usually don't make mistake. The powder puff still got some powder in there, so I'm just going to tap it over there, and then the rest I'm just going to tap here. Just again, just to blend everything nice and smooth. Then I'm gonna take, to contour my nose, I'm gonna take the I Heart Revolution. Well, this is the old one, I Heart Makeup, but I Heart Revolution palette. Bronze and gold, bronze and glow, whatever. And I'm just gonna use that colour to contour my nose because it's quite a pale and cool tone, because I don't want my nose contour to be that intense. So that's what I'm going to take. I'm just going to squeeze that flattened brush like that. I think this is a foundation brush, but works fine for that. And just going to snatch the nose. There we go. Then the fun part, which I love the most, is bronzing. I'm just going to take the Revolution Vivid Baked bronzer in the shade Golden Days. I don't know if they sell that anymore, but any shimmery bronzer will do. I also love the Makeup Store shimmery bronzer, and I'm just gonna hit well, I don't know how to explain it, kind of like over the contour, but not like here. I don't want it here. I just want on top, basically the point where I'm gonna put highlight on, but then with a quite a big brush, so it's not too intense. And I'm just gonna hit the temples. Is that the temple? I don't know, the sides of my forehead, just lightly, and also brush some of that powder off. Because this kind of makes it like not shiny, but adds like a sheen, so it makes it look a bit more natural. Because that's the look that I'm going for, as you can tell. A bit on the chin, a bit on the nose tip, not too much, but just so it looks like we've been in the sun for like an hour or 3. I think it's time for the eyes. Blush. I'm just going to do blush just for banter, because I normally don't do blush. Yeah, fuck it. I'm just going to use the Primark blush, £1.50, can't go wrong, in the shade Taboo. It's quite a nice orange, pale orange. Doesn't add too much colour, but just enough to look like you've been running errands and you're a bit flushed. Just on the cheekbones, blend them together, there we go. Then we're just going to leave the nose area, because it can just cook there. Then I'm just going to move into the eyes. I'm going to zoom you in a bit. So I'm just going to do the easy side first, because it's easy. And basically what I've done is I've put the foundation on and then just set it with powder. So I'm just going to take a brush. I'm just going to use the Revolution Pro eyeshadow palette, Intoxicate, and this one is so nice. I literally love it. I'm going to use these matte shades here, and this one's just like a normal, like, I'm not going to do anything fancy on this. I'm going to do a wing liner, but nothing like fancy. I'm not going to do glitter. This is the fancy side, the advanced side. So I'm just going to take a dip into the orange. Oh, not that one, the bright orange. I'm just going to pop that in my crease. Not too bothered about blending yet. I just want the color in the crease. I'm gonna take another what's it called? Real Techniques brush. It's a bit fluffier, a bit more easier to blend with, and I'm just gonna take the lightest shade on the end here, and I'm just gonna blend this orange with that. Just take it out a bit, like so. And then I'm going to take a clean fluffy brush. This one's from Morphe. And I'm just going to swirl quite sloppily, not really bothering too much. Just going to blend, and blend. Then I'm going to take a brush that's a bit more dense. And I'm just going to dip into the bright red there. And I'm just going to add that to the outer corner of the eye. Get a bit halfway, oh, you can't even see, halfway through the crease, blend. And I'm going to take quite a small brush and dip into the orange and hitting that lower lash line and kind of following this line here, kind of joining it together with that. And then I'm going to take an even smaller brush, like an angled brush, and I'm going to dip into the red. Oh, actually, I'm going to dip into the brown, and I'm just going to line this lower lash line. Yeah, I quite like the shimmer in this one, so the middle one, this one, I'm going to take that, because I do it with my finger, because you get the best application with your finger, but because I've got these claws, I can't really get in there with my finger, so this replicates the finger texture the best. Just going to dip that in there, dip the brush in there, and then just whack it in there. So I'm going to take the Revolution, I Heart Revolution Rose Gold Glow palette, and I'm going to dip into that shade there. I'm going to take a small fan brush like this, just put there, and then just put that on my brow bone. What I like to do first is a bit easier to do it this way. I like to take the Collection Extreme 24 Hour Wear Black Felt Tip Eyeliner, and I'm just going to like make the outline of the eyeliner like this. So I'm just basically going to trace where I want my liner to be. So I want it to start from here. Feel that corner, and I'm going to take the NYX matte liquid liner in black, and this one's really flimsy, but this is really black and really intense, so, but it's a lot easier. It's really hard to control this brush, but it's a lot easier once you have kind of the guidelines of what you are doing there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to smoke out the lower lash line using the Sooooo X Ultra Eyeshadow palette, this one, and I'm going to take the black from there because I find that is a really good black. I'm just going to take a small angled brush, just kind of join it with the eyeliner, and take it like halfway and kind of join it with that liner. Woohoo! Now it's time for the advanced, but it's a bit harder to do this technique, but well, it's hard in the beginning. Like the first time you do it is really hard, but then the more you do it, the easier it gets. But this is basically the advanced eyeshadow technique, how to do eyeshadow. So for this, I'm just going to take the same concealer that we used under the eyes, and I'm just going to whack it in there, just a brush, like a flat synthetic brush, and I'm going to tap that in there. So that's basically where my eyebrow is going to go, and that's where the eyeshadow is going to go, and then I'm going to tap it with this brush. And now the base is all done, I'm just going to let it dry a bit, not too long, but just a little bit, so. And for this eyeshadow look, I'm just going to use the Revolution, New Revolution Pro eyeshadow palette that is called Dren's Mischief Matte. Well, no name, but whatever. So I'm just going to do the, I'm just going to take the bright orange there. I'm gonna dip this in there, and I'm not gonna swirl it, I'm just gonna place it on there. Actually, I'm gonna take a bit smaller brush because that's it's a bit too big. So basically, I'm setting the eyelid with eyeshadow instead of powder, like I did earlier on this one, and this just makes the colours a lot more intense. As you can see, that is a lot more intense than what it was there. Like, I like this look as well, it's nice and blended and easy to do, but then sometimes this is nice to do like a really intense layer there, kind of blending it upwards, but kind of not really yet. There we go. Then I'm gonna take the bigger brush and I'm gonna dip into the yellow, and I'm just going to go over that on the outer edges, like so. So that makes it more blendable and blends the orange into the yellow. And I'm not swirling the brush around, I'm just tapping it in there because we don't want to disturb the base. And I'm just gonna drag the yellow out, and it doesn't matter if it gets in the eyebrow because that's the look I'm going for. So then I'm gonna go back to the orange and just reinforcing that orange pigment in there. Just so we remember that, oh, it's orange. There we go, like so. So it kind of goes from dark orange to pale orange to yellow. I'm just going to use the L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Concealer Pomade, which is this one, in the shade Light. Yeah, that works. I'm just going to take this kind of synthetic brush, a bit smaller than the first one that we used. And I'm just going to tap that there, and then kind of follow the natural line of my eye socket, eyeball, whatever it's called in English, and then a bit higher than my actual crease is, because when I've got small eyelids, so if I'm like this you can't see it, so I want it a bit higher, so when I'm looking at you like this you can actually see it. And then at the end here, I'm just going to kind of blend it into there. I'm going to take the orange again, because obviously we're kind of covered it there.
Pigment, and kind of blend it in there, but not too much, because we still want that colour there.
Now, this is the fun part. Like, you can set that bit with anything. You can set it with a shimmer, with a matte, with a different colour, and I think I'm just going to go for a white one white one today, because I don't know, I just like the look of a white one and then a black liner. I just think it looks sick, so that's what we're gonna do, because that's what I want to do. And I'm just gonna take another synthetic fluffy brush. I'm gonna take the white from the same palette. So like we only use 3 different colours, but you can still get quite an intense look. I think I'm gonna deepen that crease with a dark burgundy colour, just so we get some dimension in there. And then, because I'm an extra, I want to add some pizzazz in my eye. So I want to add a glitter eyeliner there, but I'm not sure what colour I should do. I think I might do Rimmel Wondrous Wipe 2-in-1 liner to shadow. So this is an eyeliner, but it can be used as an eyeshadow. It's like a glitter releasing eyeliner. So I'm just going to line the point where we've made the cut crease. Oh my god, that is loud. I'm gonna kind of take it here, like so. It looks amazing, doesn't it? And I think what I'm also gonna do, because I just want to be extra today, so I'm gonna add a bit here, just like a little tear, a little triangle, and then drag it down. Shut up, Daniel. Oops, I shouldn't say that. I'm going to take the same Sooooo X palette with the black and do kind of the same thing under there. Right, so I finished this eyeliner. I added the highlights there and there, and I did the brows and the lashes on this eye, and I'm just going to show you how to do them on this eye. We'll see, but I'm just going to use the Revolution Pro Brow Pomade in the shade Soft Brown. That's my favourite. I'm just going to use the Superdrug Studio London angled brush like that. And just going to take the product. What I like doing is I like to first draw a line, like just underneath.
The bottom line of the brow.
I'm just going to start from the middle and join the ends. Then just blend the middle, reinforce, and then I like to take a little spoolie thingy and I just kind of like to blend that front just a little bit. And then lashes, I just use the cheapest ones from eBay, and I'm just gonna use the Eyeliner latex free lash glue. Blow on it, make it a bit drier. So I like to take these kinds of tweezers, and then what I like to do is just take my mirror like so, kind of close my eyes like halfway, and then pop that right in there in the middle. Do that bit. And then kind of slide it over. Join it there. There we go. I'm just going to put some Collection Clear Mascara on my eyebrows. Then time for some highlights. I'm just going to use the Revolution Rose Gold highlighter palette. It's my favourite at the moment. And I'm just going to take my middle finger. I'm going to take the golden shade and pop it in my nose, like so. And then in here, I'm going to take a brush like this from Morphe. This is Morphe M510. Just going to take that and hit the cheekbones. I like a lot of highlight. It's like my favourite thing to do. Down the nose a bit, and then I like to hit the brow bone, like above my brow. Yeah. And then what I like to do is I like to take a small fan brush and then just blend everything together. Right, I was not feeling that lipstick. I'm just going to stick to my good old Primark lipsticks. I think I'm going to go with the shade 16 because I usually like to do, like, if I'm doing like a dramatic eye, I'm just going to go with the nude lipstick. Yeah, that's better. And then I'll let it dry for a minute, and then in the middle I'm just going to take the shade 13 from the Golden Rose range from Primark. This is my favourite. It's like a nice light nude, so it creates like a nice ombre. Right, that's it. That's all done. My face. This is the dramatic side. I'll zoom in for you. Not my best, but you get the point. There you go, with the tear, with the spot, with the highlight, my red eye, and here's the natural side. You know, just soft glam. Oh, oops. That's it for that video. I really hope you liked it, and leave me a comment down below if you want me to do more videos in English. And if you want me to do more of these kind of tips and tricks videos and like how to do stuff and tutorials in English, or if you're from Finland, if you don't want me to do this in English, just let me know down in the comments. Like if you just want me to do videos in Finnish, and I'll take your comments to notice as I did with this one. So leave your comments, leave a thumbs up or thumbs down if you absolutely hated the video, but obviously thumbs up if you actually liked it. And you can follow me on Instagram, Snapchat. I'll leave the link down below, and I'll also leave all the products that I used down below. But that's for that video. I hope you liked it, and I'll see you next time when you come back to the Paradise channel with me, THESANTERIT. Right, I need to go. Bye!